Module 4, Develop Improving the Operations Capabilities by Maria McKeown. This is an interview with Nicky Williams, Head of Mid-Market Sales.
Okay, so can you introduce who you are?
Sure. I'm Nicky Williams, I'm Head of Mid-Market, so I work on the sales side. I'm responsible for a turnover of 25 million and I have 7 teams that achieve that. And what we do is we look after the business that does does £25,000 up to £120,000. In those teams, I'm responsible for account management, so I have teams that manage the accounts, and I also have a new business team, and they're responsible for winning that business. So I've got quite an array of different areas in my business.
Brilliant. So what is your specific role within Office Depot?
My actual role is that I manage all those teams to ensure that we achieve a profitable area. So that's really what I'm responsible for, developing the people, the customers and growth of the area, and ensuring we achieve growth of the margin as well. So that's really where I sort of come in and what I do.
Brilliant. How do you feel supply chain could support your department?
My role is to actually get my guys to actually sell product and to develop product and to get the customers to buy more product from us. Now, I work closely with supply chain because if you think about it from sort of pick and pack warehouse, think about the drive, think of the whole thing, that has a major impact on the service my customer receives. Now, one of the biggest things that we have to work on with our customers is retention, because you can appreciate there's a lot of people that sell stationery. So if my customer doesn't get next day delivery, which they demand, then basically I will lose that customer. It's a very fickle customer because they're not generally on contract with us, so they can actually move their business for a far better service. So the way we retain an account is on the service. So OTAG is very, very important to us, and it's also very important to us when I'm doing a tour with a new business person, because actually it's a very impressive measurement that is very different to my competitors, and it's a major strength. It's a very powerful tool, whether it's a retention strategy or a new business call, to be able to take them into the warehouse to show what we do, and take them to Northampton with the flexibility that we've got of a proposition and a value add proposition is very, very important, because our customers can't do our other competitors can't do that. They cannot sell print, furniture, FM products and be able to do the whole consolidation piece that we can do. So for me to be able to sell that is a very valuable proposition. So supply chain are very, very important to me in what I have to deliver, because without that I can't deliver a retention account, I can't deliver a new business account, and I can't deliver growth. So it's really, really key to what I do.
Brilliant. What are your personal and team challenges?
It's a tough environment at the moment, and I'm sure you can appreciate a lot of our customers are looking to make cost savings. Some of our businesses, particularly in this area, are actually downsizing. So personal challenge is really to hit the target, because the target includes 5% growth, which when you're doing a £25 million turnover is quite a tough challenge. We will have grown this year by 4%, so I'm pleased that we have shown growth and we are growing, but it's not where the target is. There is also a great expectation that we will grow profitably, which we are, but we need to ensure that we manage the customer's expectations in the fact that we run at a certain profit, but also give them cost savings. So quite a tough environment, as I said, with people that will look to change. Team challenges, in the environment that I'm in, it's very competitive. The guys have to be very tough, very resilient, very able to cope with putting price increases through, negotiating with the customer and winning the business as well. So a challenge in that way, and a lot of that, like I say, is just due to the business environment. Another challenge that we have is we have 2 parts to our business. We have Viking and we have the Office Depot side, which I work on. Viking actually mail my customers as well as the account base that I've got. So you've actually almost got an internal challenge, because you've got 2 computer systems. So my customer could receive an offer from myself and actually an offer from Viking. So you're monitoring and measuring that, because you have to think about a total whole business. So quite interesting challenges, really.
And how do you think you're going to overcome them?
The Viking one is about the main way that my guys can overcome all the challenges we've got is relationships. So it's really important they have a relationship, first of all, at the right level. So whether that's FD, MD, or at least a professional buyer. So retention of an account is based on adding a value. So they've got to show all the time to move it away from price by adding a value. If they can retain the account, build a relationship, networking turn into that relationship, because you're talking about different people that will buy furniture, print, FM products. It's a different buyer, so again, great networking there. And ultimately, by getting a contract would actually help us challenge those. So we've created a contract for accounts that are of that value, very straightforward, that people can sign and not feel too bad about. So we've got to be creative. We've got to understand the customer's objectives, and then we've got to meet those objectives. So you've got two sides of my business. You've got the retention side that we've got a strategy for. It's about adding value, and I've got a new business side where we've got to add value but do a cost saving. So those are sort of the ways that we will aim to develop those.
What are your key development areas in sales for the next 6 months?
Key development areas would be questioning techniques, because what the guys have now got to do, as I mentioned, we're looking, stationery is a declining market, so as a business we have to look to furniture, print, FM to ensure that we can grow our business. Now that's a different skill to be able to find out about those product areas and a different buyer to talk to. So the guys are going to have training on how they actually go to market on those, and how we are able to engage the customer and then present the experts to sell those product areas. So that's the key development for the guys in sales. The other thing that we're doing is looking at what we call an impact. So what the customer wants is to save money. What we want to do is to make it profitable business. So what we have to do is find a way that we can work with the customer to achieve their target, but also be able to look at switches, to look at reducing what we call their core list, so that we can make money on it as well. So it's about learning about negotiating and being tough, because it's a tough environment that if you put a price increase into a customer, potentially that drives them to benchmark. What we don't want to do is to lose that business. We want to retain it, grow it and sell additional areas. So to do that we have to work on those elements to make sure we retain the account in the first place. But those would be the key development areas.
Okay, and last question. How do you implement continuous improvement within your team and within sales?
I think what we do is we look at what we do, we look at the environment, we question the environment, we'll probably question our styles as managers as to how we'll actually be able to cope and create the atmosphere where the guys feel that they're rewarded, recognised, because they're the ones that are the important guys, that they're the ones that have a relationship with the customer. So we're always probably looking at our people. We're always looking at how we can develop our people, whether it's Excel skills, whether it's training that we can do actually in a team meeting. Product training we look at, so the guys are very able to actually present a product and present a value of a product and a value of a service. I look at my managers and how we can stretch them but keep them motivated and interested in the role that they do. And I think the other thing that we do is we work, and I suppose it's called it's internal networking. We network with internal departments to ensure that they're aware of what we want to achieve as well. Because obviously if they're not, then we're not going to be able to delight a customer, and that's the key thing that we need to be able to do.
Thank you very much.